Greetings from Kansas City. This is Renee Benson at AV Renee KC, home of the Kansas City Chiefs. You are listening to and watching the AV Life.
Hi, this is Nancy Blanchard from Williams AV at Nancy Blanchard, and you are listening to and watching the AV Life.
This is Murphy Daly. You can reach me on all the things at Written by Murphy. You are joining us for the AV Life.
James here, writer for the Higher Ed Digital Magazine, IT and AV column. You are watching and listening to AV Life.
And I'm your host, Tim Van Wert at T Van Wert and at the AV Life Pod on Twitter. And you are watching and listening to the AV Life. All right. Well, welcome back, everybody, and welcome to our latest episode. Yes, and a little happy dance there, Murphy. I like it. We are now into that one episode per month that we have lots of fun with. Well, we always have fun with our episodes, but this is that special episode of The Firing Range.
Pew, pew, pew.
Unfortunately, Kim is not with us to do that, but we always do our best to do it in her absence. We always fall just a little short. We do good, but we fall just a little short.
There's only one Kim.
There is only one Kim. Yes, this is true. So yes, we are here to debate and argue two articles that have been scoured of the dredges of the internet, and we have brought them to the surface for our and your amusement. But first, real quick, let's check in. How's everybody doing? We're all doing well.
Peachy Keen.
Nice.
Trying to stay warm before the snow.
Yes,
Yeah.
whatever it is we're going to be getting, James. I have no idea what it's going to be here.
Yeah.
So do you suspect that you're going to be getting this storm that they're talking about?
We're getting
along
it.
New Jersey?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
getting it. They actually said we are guaranteed to get at least 6 inches,
Mhm.
but most likely more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it is. Yeah, the 4 to 6 is possible. I think again, something's up with the weather lately. Like we're not getting the snow like we usually do. It's the south that's been getting hit pretty hard.
And we
Yeah.
don't normally.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know what's been going on, but yeah, they're saying about 4 to 6 on the low end. So who knows? This is shades of Al Roker from 20 years ago or whatever that was. It's like, oh, we're gonna get 12 inches of snow. It's like, no, we got 36 inches of snow. It's like,
Right.
but
Good luck
yeah.
with all that.
This
Mhm.
last
Yeah.
week, we had a very uncommon windstorm on Friday night and into Saturday. And 1% of the beautiful trees in my town were knocked over.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So there's some gorgeous, like a century or older trees that are just not there anymore.
Oh,
Thanks.
Surprisingly, I have not heard about a person dying. Houses and structures and cars have been smashed.
mhm.
And the trees, a lot of them like ripped up a huge, like they went roots up.
Oh,
They ripped
Yeah.
up this big
yeah,
portion of
they
the-
probably were decaying. That we have that a lot up here in Northern California.
Mm.
But Murphy, was that the Santa Ana winds?
Yes, and I'm in like the San Gabriel Valley. So anyway, so it the brunt of it came basically on our town.
Oh, okay.
So
Sorry about that.
Mhm.
it was
Oh,
pretty
well, I mean,
scary.
I'm glad no one got hurt though. Like that's that's the one thing we always hope for.
Now, that happened to be the night of my daughter's birthday.
Ooh.
So she turned 13. And I have not seen the movie, but I understand Carrie, that horror.
Mhm.
Are you
I-
referring to Carrie?
Yes, that horror movie, the Stephen King. It's a book and a movie
Yeah.
about a girl who is on the cusp of womanhood who has supernatural powers. So I
Mhm.
thought, I'm not going to tell her.
Well, don't, please
Firstborn.
don't tell her about that movie.
Well, Yeah.
That haunted some of us when we lived through that, you know, when we were
Just you
younger.
saying it again, probably I'm gonna have nightmares tonight.
Sorry. Okay. Well, I'm just saying it was exactly that. And I was thinking about that because I was remembering what I was doing at the time, 13 years ago, you know,
Yeah.
labor and all that. So
That
All that fun.
that's its own horror, I guess, in a way.
it came out
Well,
well.
yeah, well, yes, you know, but the pain associated with it, you know, or
But
the
I'm glad that
yeah,
I
I'm
can
gonna
share
shut
with
up.
I'm glad that I can share you guys the Carrie story on that very terrifying night because I was up all night because the animals couldn't sleep. And so I'm like, okay, I'll be in the living room and try to keep them comforted. And it died down at like 4 a.m. So come her birthday, I was like, but anyway, I'm like, I can't tell her, but I gotta tell somebody. You, my AV people, now you know.
Now we know, and knowing is half the battle.
Mm,
Maybe not in this case, but
I don't know.
um,
I'll keep
and
looking.
then just quick football news. You know, yay to the Chiefs for winning their game. An exciting weekend of football. And now I am dealing with the wake of the retirement of Ben Roethlisberger from the Steelers. I am in black today as I mourn the loss of my quarterback and the unknown future for my Steelers. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
It's a hell of a run. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, no, it was.
he-
And I saw a post on Twitter today that like listed all his records as a Steeler, and it's ridiculous how many records he holds like for the organization.
That's insane. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He has lived a great career in the NFL, and his name will be known for a long, many years to come.
Mhm.
So that's really impressive. I mean, look how many people come through the NFL every year in and out. Not many
Yep.
people come in, and for many years, people remember the name and the records. It's impressive. Impressive.
No.
Bye-bye, Ben. Have a good retirement. He
Yes.
needs to retire. He's almost 40 years old, right? He needs to
Yeah.
go and take all of his winnings and spend time with his family, and
Well,
Tim,
yeah, I mean,
it'll
yeah.
all work out. You're
My
never.
Yeah.
God,
Oh,
he
I know it will. But he had his little press conference today, and
Oh,
he did such a great job delivering that message to everybody, and it was just
I'll have to go back.
Yeah.
and watch.
yeah, no, it was really nicely done. But all right, so what we're here for the firing range. So we have 2 articles. As you can see, there's only 5 of us here today. So January's been a little crazy month for everybody, but we got our crew here. We're gonna kind of take aim at this. We're gonna start with actually something that is typical or very news oriented for our industry right now, and having to do with supply chain. And this actually came to us from Joe Way. So it was very interesting. I saw this and he found this good one. And it's the Port of Los Angeles has announced the launch of a dairy exports working group to identify and address supply chains disruptions affecting dairy exports from the US. But what this article is saying is that they're also going to use this working group to not only streamline what they're trying to do for the dairy industry, but also to help the greater supply chain issue as well. So nothing against the dairy industry, but is this the group we should have been going with? I guess that's kind of a question. I mean, are they the ones to go to for the answer here? I'm going to leave this open to anybody because I think we're a small enough group. We could just kind of tear these articles apart as we want to. So, and no right or wrong on this.
Well, I would have to say,
Whoa. Okay.
go Renee.
Well,
Go.
somebody had to step up and come up with some sort of an idea, because whatever's been happening for a year and a half or 2 years isn't really working, right? So this when I read the article and I saw this idea of a fast lane, I think of you guys at Disney. Like, you guys buy the tickets where you go to the front of the right and you don't wait in line. So they have this fast lane that they want to come up with, And you can only use that if you've got what, a full container or some sort of incentive about
Mhm.
having a full container and all that. So, hey, somebody's got to start coming up with some creative ideas to get things rolling. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't, think this is the solution, but who else is thrown out? I'd
For
love for the
vessel-
AV
yeah,
to
vessels
throw
that-
something out, right? Like, hey,
Yeah.
let's get our containers in, but
Yeah. It's the fascinating concept is for vessels that depart with full or have less empty cargo containers. So yeah, I mean that makes sense. It's like if you're part, it's, you know what? It's like being seated at a restaurant. It's like, is your whole party here? Okay, great. We can sit you down now and we can go.
true. That's
It's like
true.
if your party's not here, it's like, sorry. But you know what? Like, bring the military in for this. It's like they brought in the
Ooh.
so going back into COVID and going into when testing was really becoming a like they were really trying to organize and things like that. And I think we actually even talked about this on a firing range article. In Texas, they had brought in the I think it was the Marines or one of the, or like the National Guard or somebody to run the testing facility at AT&T Stadium in Dallas. And they were chugging people out. Like they had it running like clockwork. It's like, is that, maybe that's what we need to do. Bring in the National Guard, get some military organization, which I know people could argue that does not exist, but
Yeah.
I think it
Okay,
does.
There is like so many more things that need to happen before this. Oh, let's come in and bring something else in. There's just like some basic foundational stuff that's not happening. Have you guys
Mhm.
seen the tracks? Have you seen the, what is it? The UP, I forget what that's called. The trains. The trains are one of the best
Oh.
ways to move
Mhm.
stuff around supply chain.
Mhm.
Trains are great. They don't get in traffic, all that. But what's happening is United Pacific, I think that's what it is.
Union Pacific, yeah.
Oh, Union Pacific, right. I'm like,
Union Pacific, yeah.
So I know a guy who works for them. He's a manager there. And right now, they are federally mandated to work 12 hours a day, 6 days a week without overtime. So that's not great. They're having to work all the time, but many of the problems are what happens is whenever they stop and things are backed up because of a lot of other reasons. But what happens is gangs and cartels come up, snip the padlocks and dump everything off.
Oh,
So,
man.
so our governor was walking around in LA going, gosh, this looks like the third world country. We're like, yeah. So the reason that that's happening is because, well, one of the things that would help that would be police people to stop gangs from coming in and dumping everything off of the trains, because that also stops trains having stuff on the, all that. That police are not allowed to arrest people for doing that. They just have to say, stop it. And then they go, okay, and come back again. So the Union Pacific is what's happening. It's what's literally happening. The Union Pacific is hiring their own police officers, but there's not only a supply chain problem, there's a hiring problem. Their own police officers to try to stop this from happening so that the trains can go. But they are stretched so tight. And I think this article is like, we who know about cows are going to solve this problem. We're going to come in. This is like a minute by minute. This would be a great time for Kaizen, people. Little tiny improvements, just little things that are kind of obvious. That'd be great. That'd be great. But that's they're not looking at like what would be the easiest thing to do with the highest return on investment. And the return on investment would be to actually get stuff to where it needs to go. There's no root cause analysis here. There's like, I'm a manager and I know things and I'm going to come in because cows, you have no idea how many cows I can manage. That's great. Keep managing cows.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
You're-
James.
So one Murph, they're not managing cows. They're managing the transport of milk. Milk spoils extremely easy.
Yeah.
Tanker trucks are not cool. They're uncool. So
Some of them are.
the milk tankers, I've actually looked it up on
Oh.
where is it? Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations of how milk is transferred. And it says small scale processing plant. Milk in cans is uncooled or barely cooled. So the duration of transport is primary importance, ensuring the delivery of good quality milk. So that is a logistic concern. They need to know that once that milk goes on the truck in the tanker, it needs to reach its destination in a proper time so the product doesn't go bad. This is not just like, hey, I can manage cows. This is, I need to get this product while it's still good to its destination, dealing with traffic, dealing with temperature, dealing with weather. So this is, they know logistics very well. Just like Tim said,
Well, I
military,
imagine
the coast to
logistics under normal circumstances where they don't have people with bolt clippers and guns.
But
That's
let
why
me ask
that's why you get the military. The military has guns. You put them on the train.
That's a possibility. See, that's a possibility.
Yeah. So let me ask you this though, as I'm trying to understand, we're talking about the dairy industry, but
Mhm.
aren't you using milk from local dairies? Because I mean, here in California, all I see is it's all local. So why would that actually be, something to discuss? Because it just doesn't make sense. You're not going to ship milk because of how long it lasts over somewhere else. I don't know. Maybe that's just me being
Maybe
here
they're
in
not.
California, but
Yeah, maybe the dairy people aren't the best to listen to. Then I mean, that's a
well,
very viable argument. Like,
think-
yeah, go ahead, Murphy.
I mean, it is gathered at the cow area and is placed into containers such that the right sort of containers such that it can get to the next stop along the way. And each along the way they have figured out, and I'm sure I am sure there is laws and codes from the FDA and all that about how long it can be in this type of container and get from here to there. And but see, I don't think that's the root cause of the problem with the supply chain. I don't think that's really the blocking point. I think we were actually really good at that. But the thing that caused the problem in the first place had to do with COVID policies, basically. I believe that's what stopped a lot because first of all, we had shutdowns, we had new restrictions on how people were supposed to be next to each other and how ships could come in and the inspections and people who couldn't be there because they had to be out for COVID reasons and at certain times to come back and testing, whatever. So I think that part seems to me is the root cause.
Well, when
So
I think
do we
of
need- so wait,
everything, cheese
do-
and other things too, right? So it could be.
Mhm.
Yeah,
lots of
not
things,
just milk, but yeah, any dairy.
So
But
do we need to actually get loggers involved, like to clear the log jam? You know, it's like it's like how do we get these logs off the river that so that way? Like,
I think we need to get restrictions out of the jam. We need
Well,
to
that's what
change the regulations.
well, that's what I thought our current administration was supposed to be doing. I thought that was one of the things he had
Right.
mentioned that. That's what I thought. And don't get me wrong, I'm in full support of a lot of things that he's been doing, but this is like one thing that's kind of been,
Yeah, that's
it's
like,
still there. It's like, oh, we're gonna work on that. It's like, okay, well, we gotta work on that.
Well,
Like that.
apparently the dairy people are not satisfied.
right.
They're like, somebody work on this, please. Our milk is going
Nobody's
bad, it's
satisfied
gross."
right now.
No one's
Well, that's what
satisfied.
I'm
Yeah.
saying. Somebody had to step up. At least the dairy people, the cow people, they stepped
guys-
up and say, hey, listen.
Do you guys know about the Canada truck convoy?
Hmm.
I think I heard about that.
yeah.
It's like
Yep.
50,000. You would know about this, Nancy, which is
Yeah.
to say transportation, right? They are unhappy with some of the regulations in Canada. And so they are all, I think I heard 50,000 trucks.
Well, the problem is that the truckers are not vaccinated and they're not allowed into Canada. And so they're throwing a hissy fit saying, well, this isn't
No,
fair. And Canada's saying, no,
it's-
we're not
No,
allowing
that's not what I'm talking about.
non-vaccinated.
That is also true, but that's not what I'm talking
Yes.
about. I'm talking about the people who are inside of Canada who
Right.
are objecting to regulations. They're
Hmm.
objecting to the requirement that they become vaccinated. They don't want to be vaccinated, so 50,000 truckers are all driving to Ottawa.
Oh,
No, within Ontario, they want to be vaccinated. In fact, I just read today is that there's a high percentage that are vaccinated and firmly believe in it. So I'm not sure where that's coming from.
Well, it's a big trucker convoy.
Mhm.
I'll have to look that up.
Maybe with the truckers versus the residents.
Yeah.
But I just know is that right now is that they can't allow the truckers into Canada because it's all the unvaccinated and they're refusing to, so they won't let them in.
Well, yes, that's a regulation, and that regulation is affecting supply chain significantly.
Vaccine mandate protest convoy.
Yep,
Ow.
yep.
I
It's
mean,
really
this is
loud where
just
the trucks are traveling by, but it's not very loud on the media.
Right, yeah.
I heard about it. Yeah.
Well, and that's when things get tricky too, is that because we share borders with, Mexico and Canada. I'm sure there are things that come through the US ports, not just, that affect them as well. So, I mean, I'm sure, and I know Canada has their own ports and I know Mexico has their own ports, but, I'm sure they're dealing with similar things as well. We did such a good job of working together. At least like interstate, we did a good job, like between New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Rhode Island. Like we all did a really good job of working together during COVID to make sure that like we were all very similar with our standards and our things like that.
I think that the regulations, I'm sorry, you're finishing.
No, but I was gonna say, like, when we cooperate with one another, things work very well. And I know in the past, like, I couldn't name anything specific, but I know the US, Canada, and Mexico work very well together when we all sit down at the table and we talk things out. It's also I'm gonna bring a little sports into it. It's also gonna work really well in 2026 when the World Cup comes to North America.
You're hoping, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's coming. So yeah, but anyway,
We have new information. The new information should cause a reexamination of the regulations, and that's not what's happening.
or even a temporary lift, like just to let's get things off the boats and get them out here.
Right, there was a change. Like, I think they said, oh, well, you have to have 10 days of quarantine. And they're like, there's such a problem with our work, our staffing, only 5 days of quarantine when you have COVID. There was like a change. And I believe that was at the federal level, if I'm not.
It was. It came from Fauci.
So like, what if we change some things like that? That could be changed. Other things could be changed too, in order to address, hey, there's not only one emergency in the world, there's more than one. Let's pick a few that we could all work on separately. And the cow people are concerned about it.
Cow people.
Yeah. So
I
hey,
mean, you have not
someone's
seen-
helping out.
Tim, you
Yeah.
have not seen Cowschwitz. Nancy, you've seen Cowschwitz. It's not what it's called. It's when you're driving from on the 5 from LA to San Francisco.
Okay, yeah.
And there's that concentration
Paris
camp of
Ranch?
cows. Yes,
Paris Ranch? Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Cowschwitz.
yes, yes.
You know exactly what I'm talking about because we go, oh my God, turn off the fans, get the
Yes,
windows
yes.
closed.
You should probably never
Oh.
drive through Missouri or Iowa.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what they call free range cows that are the happy cows. They have commercials about it. Happy cows. And it's I mean, as far as cows go, they are allowed to walk around, but they all walk around in this sort of mud pile of poo.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God.
That's Harris Ranch.
You're losing control of your show. You're gonna have to.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't gone off the rails like this in a
Cows
while,
gone
so I'm allowing it. The cows are throwing us off. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
So
that's what it
I-
is.
Poo it. We gotta stop at the
it's the
poo.
poo. It's the poo. Yeah, we draw the line at poo.
Murphy
say?
and I'll talk later offline.
No,
It's a
well, it's
little
funny because
thing.
you brought up Kauschwitz or whatever, but there was a Family Guy episode where they were making fun, I think, of McDonald's or something like that, and they called the place that the cows were at was like Doc Cow or something like that.
Ah,
And,
see,
and-
exactly.
yeah,
They're from California. They've seen it.
well, and these were from I think they were in Quahog. I think they were actually in Rhode Island, but
Oh,
so
well,
yeah.
I
Mm.
imagine
Which
the
then-
writers for Family Guy were from, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
I think Seth MacFarlane is from like
They've
Massachusetts.
driven,
or something
everybody
like
in
that,
California
yeah.
has driven that stretch. Everyone.
Yes, yes.
They all know the cows and like,
Gone
ah,
down to
it's coming.
Disneyland, yeah.
So, all right. Well, okay. So good for the dairy farmers and dairy people to step up and at least help out.
Hey, good luck to 'em.
Yeah, good luck to them. We'll see if it's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it plays out for him, as they said in dodgeball. So,
Throw everything at the wall and see what sticks.
And
Exactly.
Kim, so we'll have you come fly into San Jose and then we'll do the road trip down to Disneyland.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
we'll
there we go. All
Right
right.
through there.
Can
I'm
he
in.
pass Kauschwitz with that trip?
Right, yes, right.
Yeah,
through there.
yeah.
I
you
d-
will not-
at this
you will not
point, I
miss
gotta.
it.
I was gonna say I have to experience it at this point. You've already brought it up. I gotta do that.
Oh,
So
And it's a place a little past it, downwind, so it doesn't get stinky, is where they have like a restaurant and stuff for Harris Ranch.
Well, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
they do. And
Yeah.
and one of the favorite things I like about it is they have, I will call it a sofa that has got cowhide. So it's like black and white and it's got like cow horns on the edges and stuff. And I said, oh, with my husband, I think he was my boyfriend at the time. I said, oh, look, it's a couch.
Bada bing.
Ba-dum.
It's just right there. It's like, oh, it's a couch. Right outside of Couchwitz. It's a very nice restaurant because it's pretty, but anyway, it's not right
Well,
near
that's
the
it
cow.
must be a very moving experience.
Oh.
So,
Oh, gosh, okay. Now,
Nice.
oh, I killed it. Oh man.
Mm.
yeah, bada boom, bada bang.
And James brings out the cow.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
grandma.
No, it's grandma with the cow. And that's
Oh,
why
wow.
these people are important because
Why are you
grandma
saying
is going to
these? If it's
solve
grandma,
the
you
supply
shouldn't be
chain.
saying these. It
Oh
should
yeah,
be
she would solve it.
grandma.
She would solve it.
Yeah.
She would
That's
say.
what we've missed on
Dude,
this
what-
show for a while. We haven't talked
yeah.
about grandma in a while.
Oh,
Had to
that's
bring
true, yeah.
granny back.
We had to bring grandma in. Yes. So we say we're saving grandma by saving the containers off the ships and getting
yes.
them on the ground. Yes. So
Grandma stands.
I will say, actually it's funny. I'm scrolling through my backgrounds. I don't think I ever used a cow. Ever. I have Chick-fil-A. Their mascot's a cow.
Well, see, this is what this article reminds me of, and I'm not going political here, but it's a waste of resources that we have in this country of, like you mentioned, not using the military or National Guard, is to get the COVID vaccine out. They talked to the Chick-fil-A manager instead of the National Guard, who is designed to move things. Like, why?
I will tell you why. I know exactly why. Having
Okay.
been a professional for a company that sent those out. I worked for them. The vaccines, when they first came out, and they may still be the case, have to be kept at an extremely low temperature.
Only not all of them, but yeah, there's a Pfizer and I think Moderna.
So some
were
had to
both.
be really,
Yeah.
they had to be
It was near
extremely
like
low temperature.
yeah. Mm.
And even the ones that didn't have to be extremely still had to be pretty cold. So we're talking about moving cold objects from place to place and never letting them get above a certain range of temperature.
Yeah.
That makes sense to bring in Chick-fil-A.
To me, I'm
a
sorry.
pack-
Our military moves humans, vehicles, ammunition, food, you name it, they move it anywhere, anytime, any place. And they know to the bullet where things are going.
Dang, you're a fan.
Yeah, well, the logistic of our military is done very well. My brother
Mhm.
was actually used to do some of that. So the logistic of the military is down to, like I said, the bullet almost. They
Mhm.
can almost tell you where every bullet is going.
I'm with you,
And-
James. And I think you said it too, Tim.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, we've been trying and it's not working. Why don't we try something else? What's the worst that's gonna happen?
Go slower. I mean, really? Yeah.
I-
Can it go slower?
It doesn't feel like
Oh
it
my
could go
gosh.
any slower, but yeah.
Right. So, all right. Well, all right. So we'll leave that one. Well done, everybody.
That was fun.
So yeah. See, we're solving all the world's problems on this podcast. It's like this just come to us and we'll tear it apart and do whatever, whatever needs to be done. Okay. So, and we all have our spam filters that are in place, and some of them work better than others. Murphy, were you gonna say something?
I'm sorry. I must go.
Oh
Must
no.
leave. Thank you.
Have a
Best
great
luck
night,
to you all,
Murphy.
and may you always
Yeah,
have
bye,
all your
Murphy.
supplies.
Hi, Murph.
Yep,
Bye,
bye-bye.
guys.
We took just a little too long on that last article, but that's okay. So we did it. Grandma's checking the emails. All
Yeah,
right.
it didn't scale correctly.
Yeah, it's
We
yeah.
get the picture.
That's something we gotta tell Zoom they need to put in the scaler to make like any picture fit.
Yeah.
That's the part that they're missing in their virtual backgrounds. Hey, oh wait, does Gabe still work for them? I don't know if he does.
No,
he
no.
doesn't. No, he doesn't. So we don't have a connection anymore. Oh
No.
man.
No, he is a connection. He still does, but he just says that he's not part of it and encourages you to get in touch with Zoom Tech.
Yeah, I'll have to. Yeah, we'll have to get some of them on the podcast again. So, but anyway, so you have your spam. I know I don't regularly go into it, but lately I have been going into it more and more. And a woman in, I believe it was Michigan. Yes, Michigan. And I don't know how true this is, because now that I'm looking at this picture and everything like that, I think it might have been doctored a little bit, but
Well,
but we'll see.
yeah.
The Michigan State Lottery informed her via email that she was a $3 million lottery prize winner, and it went to her spam folder. So luckily she happened to be in there. Oh no, wait. She had won a lottery. Oh yeah, that's right. It was sent to her spam folder. But luckily she had gone into that folder looking for something else, and she happened to find it. And she managed to get that. Now, I mean, I actually, the more I'm sitting here thinking about it, I don't think this is a true story. My gut is saying that if I was the Michigan State Lottery, I would not be relying on email to inform my winner. Like that's a certified letter. That's a phone call. Like that's and usually I think most states you have to claim it yourself.
Yeah.
Like they don't go out and sell you. So I'm finding it hard to believe this article. So I'm gonna leave that up to you. It's like just true or false. Do you think did this actually happen?
Well, I don't really buy a lot of lottery tickets, but when it starts getting bigger, my husband will be like, "Oh, we gotta go get one." I've never given anybody my email address or a phone number or anything. Like I take the $1 or $2 or whatever it is, give it to the clerk and get a ticket. Like, how would they know to email me?
Mhm.
And then it said she had an account. I'm like, what? Can you set up an account with the lottery? I guess.
No, I don't think so. And as you said okay, so if this was in spam, Tim, as this article that you sent us, she answered it and she actually won. That just doesn't make sense. There's something not adding up.
Right.
There's no way.
Now I know in here in New Jersey, there is a website that is part of the NJ Lottery, but it's part of like that stay like a second chance drawing. All your like bad tickets that didn't win, like you could put them in and you get a chance to like, I don't know, like $1,000 or something like that for, for all these tickets that you just keep reclaiming. But
Well, you know what, Tim? I thought I would just Google it and see every major news source has an article about this. NPR, CBS,
Oh.
USA Today, People Today, Washington Post, Fox Business.
I will say I got this from sky.com. So that's why I was a little hesitant on the
I
validity
know,
of
but
this.
all these other all these other outlets are saying the same
So-
thing. So maybe it's
So James, as our local security expert, is this the way you would have ran your lottery department?
Definitely not. Definitely email is not the way to go, but this wasn't actually, I'm reading more on it. It was the second chance winner. So
Oh,
she
so it
didn't
was the second
win the
chance.
jack
Okay.
pop, yeah, pot, but it was the second one. But the thing is, going about the whole spam mail thing is, unfortunately, the way a lot of systems are being built now, spam comes easily. I actually got burned by my spam filter. Over the summer, I signed my daughter up for New Jersey ODP. It's a elite development or Olympic development program for soccer. They were running a young ODP program for girls her age. So she said she wanted to do it. I signed up. I got the initial email. Then I got another email from them saying, "Hey, here's we're going to work on the upcoming schedule. You'll get information in a couple days, blah, blah, blah." I had a tentative schedule on my computer when it was supposed to be, because it wasn't every day. It's like it was once a month. And the day before I had it on my calendar, I still haven't received an email. I'm like, what? Or no, the week before. So the week before, I had it on my schedule to start. So it was on Sundays. It was on every Sunday. So the Monday, I was like, all right, let me see what's going on. So I went to their website, pulled up their schedule. It started that Sunday. So I missed it by a day.
Mhm.
I'm like, so I got mad. I'm like, hey, you changed his schedule. I sent them, like, I'll admit, I sent them a nasty email. I'm like, you never notified me. I got your email, but I never got an email when the schedule was. Your schedule was different. You changed it, no notifications. Like, now I missed it. And then I found the email in my junk mail.
Oh,
When the schedule was. And I'm like, oh, now I got egg on my face. I'll admit I
Right,
did
yeah.
apologize to them and stuff. But yeah, I still don't know why I got all the other emails, but the one
Yeah.
with the schedule change went to my junk mail.
Well, I've had that happen with customers that I've communicated, maybe not with daily or weekly, that I here or there, and then I'll go in my junk mail every so often and check. I'm like, I've emailed him. Why is he in that spam email?
Yeah.
What would have
Yeah.
happened
Yeah.
that he went there?
It's
well, that's what I was signing up for. I was actually signing up for, they're doing one of those like dad basketball things at my son's school. So I signed up for it, and which I'm in it, like, I don't think I'm physically ready for that, but so I got some training to do. But I emailed the dad that was like organizing the whole thing. And then I keep checking my spam folder because I'm waiting for this response back. Like, because I'm like paranoid I'm gonna miss the email and I'm gonna miss practice. Cause that's since I read this article. So it's like, it's all been the last couple of days. I'm like, okay, now I'm paranoid I'm gonna miss something.
Well, and so many things that even some stuff that goes to my junk folder on my personal email, I'll see. Sometimes it's in my regular inbox and sometimes it's in my spam. So it's like, I don't know how the rhyme or reason is, but
I got you on that one. Yeah, I go through the same thing.
but every once in a while I'll go in there and I'm like, oh God, there's 682 in there. I'm not going to go through 600. I'm just going to clear it out. Then I'm like, how much stuff have I deleted? Maybe I'm a millionaire. I just don't know it yet.
Yeah.
But I just felt like I didn't know that there was accounts. I didn't know you could have a lottery account.
Yeah.
I guess.
And
you
I think that's what it is those second chance type things, because they
like
want to
that,
keep
yeah.
track of,
Yeah.
because that also helps them keep track, because data is king, and we don't have we don't have Kim here to talk about this, but data is
Right.
king. When you know what your customers are doing, like that helps you to
Right.
guide what you do in the future.
So
Yeah, go
I
ahead, James.
I think this has to be fake because
Yeah,
I'm on Michigan's. Oh no, sorry. This is Mega Millions. I thought I was on Michigan's lottery site, and they right here they're talking about lottery scams, and right here it says no representative of Mega Million would ever call, text, or email anyone about winning a prize.
Interesting.
But like I said, I thought I was on the Michigan one, so I don't know how I.
looked
Oh
up.
yeah, I know how I got off.
That would be
when I
my
was-
understanding. Like if, I mean, how many times have they said, they sold the winning ticket in Timbuktu, Arizona?
Yeah.
You bought
And
a
you wonder
ticket,
how did that even happen?
right? So
You
like,
know?
to
Mm.
me, I've always thought that if you don't come in and claim it, you lose it. I never heard that they're like tracking you down through email to come get your prize.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the same thing here. I never thought. I thought you have a year to claim it. If you don't claim it in a
Right.
year,
Oh, it kind of
Oh,
dumps
wow.
back into the lottery, right?
Yeah.
This
mhm.
woman was damn lucky. Let's just say that if this is really a true story and she just happened to find it in her spam,
Mm.
and it said she won 1 million, but she had a multiplier on it, so it won 3.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's like
I think I'm
that'd
gonna
be
start
great.
checking my spam folder a little closer nowadays.
Yeah. Ooh, excuse me. And just watch out for the Prince in Nigeria. Those emails. Those are the ones you want to stay away from.
Well, and they want to give me like, I don't know, $17 billion. I don't know what, none of those are coming true for me.
We're all gonna be sorry one day because there's gonna be a prince who needs to get that money out, and we're gonna miss out on that.
That's right. Yeah.
Some lucky girl's gonna get them.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is kind of funny. That was a funny article to me. I was thinking, how does that even happen that way? But you're right, James. It must have just been fate. Everything just kind of must have lined up the way
Yeah.
she's dancing all the way to the bank. That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, how about you drop some of that money off at my bank? That'd be great. On your way, if you don't
Name
mind.
disappears. If we say your name, you got to share with us. Everybody on the
Yeah,
phone.
exactly.
Linda, share with us.
So yeah, shout outs get cash back, right? Isn't that how?
Yeah.
Sure, why
Right.
not?
Not retweets, you get cash back. So yeah, here.
We'll take the cash. Thanks, Linda.
Yeah, don't worry about the retweet. We'll just the cash
Yeah.
will do fine.
James, I love
Credits will
your
do.
background of grandma trying to find email spam. email.
No, actually, the text on the picture, I was seeing if I can scale it. Is right here. I have 10 million emails in my spam folder. I'm famous.
That's
Ah,
Famous.
funny.
As long as one of them's from the lottery, you're famous.
Yeah.
apparently.
Let's see. Right now, I have 173 emails in my junk mail. That's not even the highest that's in there. Oh, and actually, it's interesting. I went in here. I'll have to talk to. I would have to talk to
Lottery?
Steve about. No, Control Concepts is in my spam folder.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Sorry, Steve. I don't
Sorry.
know how that happened.
Again, these things, the way the filters work, they pull words or
Yeah.
and headers, and so it's legitimate ones can easily get flagged. Like there's actually like words you should not put in your subject and stuff like that, and so
Yeah.
but it happens to everyone.
I will say, I get more emails about PMP training than I get about anything else.
ah,
Like that is what I get the most of out of any junk mail.
Yeah, I actually had work email go into like the university sent email go into the university spam folder. Like, I don't know, it must have been the language they used or something. One of the departments sent and went right into my spam folder. I'm like, that's hilarious.
Hmm.
Now that only happened like once, so it must have been a fluke, but so
Yeah. Well,
Well, all right. So yeah, there's your tip for the day. Make sure you check your spam folder. It's
Yes.
like, have you checked your spam folder today?
Hey, you never know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well done, everybody. That was a lot of fun. For
Yeah,
just us,
yeah.
the crew. So,
Yeah.
we'll be back at the end of February. We'll see if we can get everybody. Because that'll be like during. Is that midwinter break for some kids? I think it's
Well, I
gonna
think-
whatever.
I think that they have the 18th is their President's Day weekend, or sorry, week, I think that's their time,
Yeah.
right?
It's
The
yeah,
18th or so?
President's Day is late this year. It's the
Oh, okay.
21st. It's the 21st.
Okay.
So yeah, and in my district, they have the entire week off. They still have that they still
Oh.
have that midwinter break, which
Okay.
blows my mind. It's like you were just off for 2
Yeah.
weeks and now you want to be off for another week. It's like just and then
I
we're
know.
going until the end of June now because
Oh,
that's how things are. Well, I mean, not end of June, but like you're talking like
Through
the 26th or 25th, like it's around there. It's like that's late into June.
a
It's like,
month
let's-
later than normal, right? I
Mhm.
mean, that's.
Well, that's standard for East Coast.
Oh, it is.
That's,
Okay.
New Jersey, yeah. Or as standard for the New York, New Jersey area.
Okay.
That's not like Pennsylvania and like West. They're like, yeah, it gets earlier in the year from there. So yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
for California, just to let you know, is that so my son started August the 11th,
Ooh.
and every year it gets shorter and shorter and shorter. But it's ridiculous because of the heat here. It's crazy that you have these kids starting so soon.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
that's my
It's like they should start you know,
Labor
Late-
Day. Let's
Labor
do
Day-
it Labor Day
later-
after Labor Day, like it used to be.
yep. Later
the old
and
time.
later in the day.
Yes.
Later and later in the day. Like this
Yes.
this whole starting at like, well, my son starts at 8:30 in the morning, so that's not too bad. But I know like the kids at the high school start
High
earlier.
school.
It's like you realize, and I know this because I was a youth and teen director for my YMCA in a previous career line. And training I went to, like biologically, a teenager's brain does not really kick in until like 10 a.m. So it's like that first 2.5 hours that they're at school, 2.5 hours, they're not at full capacity yet.
Still- Yeah, they're still not awake.
Right. So it's like, why not go from, I know it's going to screw with sports schedules and things like that, but why not like change
Yeah.
that up? You have hockey players getting up at 5 a.m. to go have hockey at 5 a.m. So, you know, sorry.
Figure skaters, yeah, I get that.
Figure
all,
skaters,
yeah,
hockey players, you know, that's when the
yeah,
rink time is available. It's early in the morning.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
but anyway, that's a whole separate conversation for another episode. So
Well, maybe it is. Yeah, maybe we do this for another conversation because
We're
yeah,
we're
talking.
gonna
about-
rebuild. Yeah, we're gonna rebuild America's school system next. That's what we're doing next. So.
Nice.
So, all right. Well, thanks to the crew for being here tonight. Thank you all for chiming in on this episode of the AV Life with the firing range. Pew pew. And until our next adventure.